shit. It's too early. Water. I slept like a log. Oh, here we go. We got us one. We got us one. Sorry, I just took my front window cover down and I already got men walking by my car. And can I just say that it makes no sense for them to walk in front of it? They actually have to walk in bushland. There's a paved parking lot behind me. Lots of room for them to walk behind me. But for some reason, they would rather get in the bushes attempting to look through the front of my car than walk on the sidewalk or the cement. Very interesting. Black widows, all kinds of wild shit in the woods here. Wild shit. Poisonous caterpillars, poisonous snakes. They'd rather risk walking in the bushland than walk in a paved parking lot behind me. They just gotta go in front so they can try to see through the windshield. Human behavioral patterns are all the same. You sit long enough and you watch people long enough, you'll see that they operate all the same. Same behavioral patterns, different people, different day. Anyways, congratulations. If you were one of the people that had a brain during COVID and did not get the vaccine, you're winning. You're winning. You're winning. Let's see what they said, because I didn't even get to look at it yet. COVID vaccine linked to heart problems. A new study about the safety of COVID-19 mRNA vaccines directly challenges public health officials' claims and raises questions about transparency. In this study, they determined that males are worse off than females. If you are a guy that already has pre-existing heart conditions, this could be the nail in your coffin. I mean, it's crazy that they pushed this vaccine on us. They made it mandatory for people to take. People lost their jobs. People lost their positions that they had worked for years to achieve because they refused to get a fucking vaccine mandated by the fucking federal government. It's crazy. Our rights are being stolen from us every single day. And this shit is scary. This is borderline, I don't know what to call it. It's borderline. How is it any different? How is it any different than, like, say, like, and I know this is a far stretch, but how is it any different than, like, Nazi Germany? When you think about the implications and the fact that they forced us to get this vaccine, how is it any different than some communist government telling you that you can't leave your house or you can't leave the country or you got... Look at North Korea. How they are mandated to do shit all the time because they are under a communist leader. How is it any different? I didn't get that fucking vaccine. Sure didn't. Sure didn't. I ain't that fucking stupid. Listen, I would have lost my job. Thank God I was a stripper at the time, because I would have lost my job. I would have died on that fucking hill and sued that company for mandating something that is detrimental to my health. First of all, when they do long form studies, when they have medication like this, they are supposed to study that medication for like 5 to 10 years. They didn't even have 6 months to study this medication. They just started pumping everybody full of it. And then children and adults started dropping and going into fucking cardiac arrest. And I got a strike on my channel for that. That's the only strike I've ever had. YouTube, I'm going to need you to fix that. I was right. when I alluded to the fact that Rodney James' son could have dropped and went into cardiac arrest at 19. 19! Never in the history of this country have we had children going into cardiac arrest at 12 years old. So they determined that the COVID-19 vaccine does in fact cause heart problems, specifically in young men. What is this? Why ain't my shit working? Oh. Good morning, y'all. It's too early.
Among young men. Joining us now to discuss this is Independent Medical Alliance Senior Fellow of Pediatric
YouTube,
Cardiology,
I need you to take that strike off my channel. I was right.
Doctor, welcome to the National News Desk. Great to have you.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
It's ridiculous.
This new study about the safety of COVID mRNA vaccines was published in the International Journal of Cardiovascular Research and Innovation, as I understand it. Tell us about the scope of this research.
They've been trying to tell us for 4 years. And our government covered it up because they were making money.
Since 2021.
Since 2021!
Vaccine product causing.
Did you hear that?
2021. Especially young males.
They've known since 2021 that the vaccine causes fucking heart problems. And they pumped us full of it to make money.
Data and put them in one place, easily accessible, with 42 pages and 341 references of our concerns that this is a real issue and these vaccines do little good for healthy children and young adults.
Right.
They do little for healthy children and young adults, and they cause heart problems.
Versus it being just an adverse reaction to the COVID vaccine?
Yes, it's very clear from a number of reasons that we've been able to evaluate. And primarily, there was a great study out of the Nordic countries that studied 23 million children and young adults. And they found that the people who had the least amount of myocarditis were the unvaccinated. And as you increase the number of vaccine doses, or you use Moderna versus Pfizer, the risk just kept stepping up in terms of your risk for myocarditis. Once again, in a disease state that is really very mild for healthy children and young adults.
You know, initially, this topic was so rare when we first heard about this.
So, AKA, there's no reason to get the vaccine. You heard what he said. The more of the vaccine you get, the more risk of myocarditis you get, which is a heart condition. The healthiest patients were the ones that never got the vaccine. This study was out of Norway. They knew this back in 2021, but they didn't release the information because they wanted to get rich. I wonder if there's going to be lawsuits, because there should be, specifically towards the Biden administration. Is anyone suing for the MNR vaccine? Whatever it is, it'll find it. No. Is anybody suing over the COVID vaccine? You know exactly what I'm looking for, you piece of shit. Oh, you may file a petition. If you received a covered vaccine and believe that you have been injured by the vaccine, or are the parent or legal guardian of a child or disabled adult who received a covered vaccine who you believe was injured by the vaccine. How convenient. So they're trying to nip this in the bud so that it doesn't get out to the public that they've gave everybody fucking heart conditions. Interesting. Federal law seeks to have COVID-19 injuries covered under the VICP. Are you for real right now? Is this for real? Injuries caused by the CDC recommended vaccines are covered under the National Vaccine Injury Compensation Program. Do what? So we have a program that pays people out when we fuck up in medicine? I am so confused right now. Is this fucking for real? This has got to be bullshit, y'all. I need my strike taken off my channel, YouTube. I was right. And I didn't even say the kid had a heart attack. I said, I wonder if Brodney James is the newest victim in the COVID vaccine. I said, we all know that COVID vaccine causes heart problems. I wonder if that's why he dropped at 19. And they gave me a strike for that, saying that I was spreading misinformation. That was 2 years ago. Really? Really misinformation? The new study confirms everything that I was alleging. So I'm going to need that strike removed because I was fucking right. So I didn't know this, but apparently if our government forces you to take medications, we have a program, the VICP, that covers eligible out-of-pocket expenses, loss of income, pain and suffering, and it's paid out almost $5 billion in the past 35 years. Ooh. Attorney General Ken Paxton continues lawsuit against Pfizer for knowingly misrepresenting the efficiency of COVID-19 vaccine. This is what I was looking for, because this is what needs to be fucking taking place. Y'all don't even, some of y'all understand the implications of what just happened, but a lot of people don't understand the implications of what just fucking happened. You cannot mandate the citizens of a country to take a fucking vaccine and then lay them off of work, put their financial future at risk, and their children and families' livelihoods at risk. This is so fucking illegal, and I don't understand why people have not started suing. So this is what I was looking for, because this shit needs to be nipped in the bud. This should never happen again. COVID was intentionally, in my opinion, released from a fucking lab to make money off of vaccine. I will feel that way until I fucking die. And as these little crumbs are coming out, it's looking more and more like that. Is it not? We know it come from a fucking lab in Wuhan. And what happened? 2 weeks later, they got a fucking vaccine out here that they are mandating for everybody to take. And I don't know how long it was. It wasn't long. It wasn't long. It wasn't long enough to do test trials. Attorney General Ken Paxton has filed a notice of appeal to continue his lawsuit against Pfizer for its unlawful misrepresentation concerning the COVID-19 vaccine after the district court dismissed the case. In November of 23, Attorney General Paxton sued Pfizer for unlawfully misrepresenting the effectiveness and the safety of the company's COVID-19 vaccine. Furthermore, Pfizer conspired with social media platforms to censor criticism and label posts containing truthful information about its vaccine. And they labeled it as misinformation. This is some scary shit. In December of 24, a federal district judge dismissed the lawsuit, claiming that the federal government had given Pfizer immunity through the Public Readiness and Emergency Act. Today, Attorney General Paxton filed a notice that we will appeal the ruling and continue fighting to hold Pfizer accountable. Yeah. Okay, now I need to see like 5 more of these, because this is crazy. When was the first COVID vaccine released in 2020? December 11th. So March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So it was 9 months. That is not enough time to make a vaccine and test it on the masses. Absolutely not. That's crazy. For a medication of this, for something like this, we would expect to see maybe a few years of test trials before it hits the market. And you know good and well they knew it caused fucking heart problems. In my opinion. In my opinion. They just didn't give a fuck. Okay? They was ready to make money and roll this shit out the door and make us all fucking die from heart problems later on down the road. They don't give a fuck. They're there to make money. This vaccine was initially authorized for individuals 16 years of age and older, with the authorization of 15-year-olds, 12 to 15-year-olds using it. How lovely. Ridiculous. Okay, Google, I work for you. YouTube gave me a strike saying that I was spreading disinformation, misinformation. Okay? Here it is in writing. Google said, I'm going to need that strike removed off my channel from 2 years ago. COVID-19 infection can lead to various heart issues, including myocarditis, I can't say it, inflammation of the heart muscle. This is why we see a lot of these 12-year-olds out here dropping dead right now. And I can't say this, pericarditis, inflammation of the heart membrane surrounding the heart, heart failure, weakening of the heart muscles leading to reduced pumping ability in the heart, blood clots, stroke. But I was spreading misinformation. Got it. It's crazy. The risk of developing these heart issues is higher in individuals with severe or hospitalized COVID-19 infections. Additionally, studies have shown that even mild infections can increase the risk of heart problems long term. I'm so glad I did not get this shit. I don't need this stress on me. You know what I mean? I got enough real problems. The last thing I need to be worried about is if my fucking heart's going to stop because of a COVID vaccine. This shit wild. YouTube, what do I need to send y'all an email on Monday telling y'all, hey, I was right. I'm going to need you to remove that strike. First wave of COVID-19 increased risk of heart attack, stroke for up to 3 years. All of these studies are coming out now. Increases the risk of heart attack, stroke, and death. And it sounds like if you got the first wave of vaccine, you're more at risk than the newer vaccines. And I don't know why you would still be putting this shit in your body unless you're just a complete sheep. Why don't you move to North Korea or Russia? Go live in a communist country. You'll flourish well. You'll flourish so well. Researchers increasingly find the effects of infection by SARS-CoV-19 to extend into cardiovascular systems. It's crazy. So it causes massive heart problems. Massive. Holy shit, no, they're not recommending this. In the U.S., COVID-19 vaccines are available to children based on their age. The number of shots, also called doses, depends on the vaccine and the child's vaccine history. It just said that the more shots you have, the higher your risk goes. There's people out here that have had round after round after round of this COVID-19 vaccine, and they are at a higher risk for heart problems. The more of it you put in your body, the worse off you're going to be. So why would we be dosing children several times? Like that. I don't think people understand that, like, This is so morally, ethically wrong. This is like, it's crazy. I don't even know how to put it into words. I don't know how to formulate what I am feeling. This is illegal as hell. This is wrong as hell. It should have never been done. Everybody that made money off of these shots should be in jail. This is some communist country bullshit. There you go. Those vaccines were some communist country bullshit. I don't know what else to call it. You can't do this. You can't release a fucking accidentally, intentionally release an illness, a virus from a lab and force the masses to take a fucking vaccine and put their future and everything on the line, saying, oh, well, you won't work if you don't take this vaccine. There has to be more lawsuits. COVID-19 mandatory vaccine lawsuit. There has to be. Like, or did they just not know that this is like some communist shit? Do people just not realize what happened? The government cannot force you to take medicine. It's illegal as shit. There should be thousands of lawsuits out here against the federal fucking government because they forced people to take it. They laid off our military. They said if you don't take the vaccine, you're not part of the military. That's some communist shit, you guys. You can't do that. I'm not crazy. I mean, I am, but... Hey, buddy. Thank you so much. Good morning. Good morning. I mean, for real, I don't understand why the masses... Hello to PA. Good morning. I don't understand why the masses have not sued the government. Like, there needs to be a federal fucking lawsuit. Anyone that was mandated to take that, like it was mandated. And they have every right to fucking sue the shit out of the government. And this was going on as far back as November of last year, because here is a post from November 1st of 24, and it says, while workers were fired for refusing COVID-19 vaccine are starting to win court cases. Holy shit. Liberal San Francisco is hardly a hotbed of anti-COVID vaxxers. More than 90% of San Francisco got the vaccine. And I just want to be clear that sometimes with these types of medications, it can take 30 years to see the side effects. So the heart problems is just, that's just the cake base. We don't know long term what these vaccines, what issues these people are going to have. It ain't been but a few years, homie. Sometimes it can take 30 years for shit to start popping off. It's crazy. This is so crazy. I mean, it's still fucking unbelievable when I think about, like, I feel crazy. I feel crazy. It's just so unbelievable. I think that's the part. It's so unbelievable that the government made a oopsie and released this fucking virus from Wuhan, and then they make another oopsie and come up with all of these fucking vaccines, and they force people to take them. They say your livelihood, your future, your money, your family's on the line if you don't take this. And then we find out in 2021, that's when the studies started coming out. In 2021, I wonder how many people between 2021 and now have gotten vaccinated that wouldn't have if they would have knew the truth that these things caused heart problems. But our government, our administration at the time, covered all of that up and didn't want these reports released. We knew as far back as 2021 that the COVID vaccine caused heart problems, but the Biden administration covered it up. Any of these studies coming out of Norway, they wouldn't let it be seen. There has to be some kind of legal ramification for that, and I don't understand why people are not pissed, because this is some communist shit. We were this close being in a fucking camp. Like, for real. Y'all don't even get it. They would have loved to do that. This is crazy. I feel like we need to make sure that this goes down in history as one of the biggest medical malpractices in this country that was used as propaganda to brainwash us. I don't want to forget. We can't forget what was done. The facts that this disease, this virus, was let out of a lab in fucking Wuhan, an American lab, even worse, and all of a sudden 8-9 months later they're pushing out vaccines, and it caused massive heart problems. Not just one kind, like 4 different things: stroke, death. Like, people are literally just teenagers out on volleyball courts going into cardiac arrest. Shit's so dangerous. So dangerous. Yes, that's what I thought. It's a fucking violation of your civil fucking rights. Thank you. I don't understand. I don't understand why people ain't suing this shit. It's absolutely a violation of your fucking civil rights. They cannot force you to take a fucking medication, fam. That's legal as shit. That's communism. So it looks like it's the Christians and the Catholics and the Buddhists and the Muslims doing this. Good for you guys. Good for you guys. So it looks like alleged violations of Title V, the Civil Rights Act of 1964, plaintiffs who self-identify as Christian, Catholic, Jewish, Muslim, Buddhist, and other faiths say that they were discriminated against based on their religion because they didn't get the vaccine, because they don't believe in it, because, listen, this is why I be fucking with the Muslims. Y'all don't get it. God is very clear, and God would never, ever be down for this shit. Like, it's just morally wrong. There's some stuff that you can stop at the gate because you can look at it and tell that it's morally wrong. The vaccine was one of them. It's just morally, unethically wrong. So leave it up to the damn Christians and Muslims and Jewish population to damn sue. And rightfully so. One woman won $700,000. Jesus Christ. A federal jury in Chattanooga awarded a Tennessee woman $687,000, including an additional $500,000 in punitive damages against Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Tennessee. Tanja Benton, who identifies as Christian, objected to the vaccine because she alleged cell lines from aborted fetuses were used in its research and development. And she believed this to be contrary to God's laws. Girl, I love it. Yes, now we're getting to the root of Christianity. I love it. She got over $1 million. Good. Good for you, Tanja. You go, girl. I wish everybody else had backbone like you, girl. Ooh, Biden administration. What is this? That Paxton guy again. Attorney General Paxton has secured a victory in his lawsuit against Biden administration, stating that they unlawfully made vaccines mandated for federal contractors. You cannot force people to take medication. That is illegal. It's illegal. And this Biden administration did that. So I don't understand. I mean, and it would be a civil case, but I just think that we need to lock some people up to make an example. That's what I think. I think we need to lock them up. Everybody that was involved. What's his dick face? What's his name? Oh God, Mayorkas. Wasn't he the one lying and saying, "Oh, it doesn't cause diseases"? Oh, what? I could be wrong. Listen, I got a Dory brain from Finding Nemo, so I could be wrong. But wasn't it Mayorkas that tried to say, "Oh, the vaccine is not a problem"? And wasn't he behind the scenes with some Wuhan shit? I could be wrong. Thank you again, buddy. Yeah, I know they won't. You're exactly right. I need a pillow. They won't. When was this? A $10.3 million settlement in a class action lawsuit that challenged a private healthcare company employer. COVID-19 vaccine policy sends a strong warning to companies to consider workers with religious obligations. Ain't it sad? Hold on, because all these lawsuits are valid because they had religious beliefs. Ain't it fucking sad that these people got to fall on God and they simply cannot just say, "No, I don't want that in my body. I don't trust you because you're the government." Ain't it sad that they have to be like, "Oh, I'm Muslim," and wear a damn hijab to damn work? I'm Muslim. Well, Brooke, you've been Christian for 35 years. And I'm like, yeah, well, I identify as Muslim now, so I'm not taking that fucking vaccine. And apparently Christians were doing it too. And good for them. But isn't it sad that you have to fall on God? You know how, like, you ever want something from an employer and you got like 2 lies lined up? Yeah. Ain't it sad that you just can't walk in there and say, "No, I don't trust this"? This is why these lawsuits, because it's absolute. Let me just be clear. Anyone that got this vaccine that was mandated, you have a right to sue the federal government and or your employer. That is a violation of your civil rights. They cannot force you to take a fucking medication. And especially when they're the ones that created the damn problem in the first place, okay? It escaped out of a lab in Wuhan. So, and that's been proven in Congress. They've had discussions, honey. So if you don't know, let me tell you. They verified that the COVID virus came out of Wuhan in China, out of an American lab. It was one of our labs that we were doing all kinds of testing shit in. Should have never been playing around with this stuff. Isn't it crazy, though, that they have to fall on religion? That was their only way out, was to say, "I'm Christian, I'm Muslim, I'm Jewish." It's so sad and it's so illegal. And anyone that was mandated to take this, I feel so bad for you, because this is not a game. This shit causes heart problems. People are dropping dead. The Navy and the Department of Defense have settled a lawsuit over the former COVID-19 vaccine mandate with 36 members of the Special Welfare Community and the law firm representing the plaintiffs. When was this? July of last year. So it looks like the lawsuit was initially filed on behalf of 36 Special Warfare Community members, but was turned into a class action suit. It looks like the Navy was trying to force these people to get vaccines. And they were not. So these 36 people were punished because they refused to get the vaccine. There was no indications that they were discharged for misconduct. Other agreements focused on... Y'all, why do they write shit this way? non-judicial punishments related to the refusal take of the COVID-19. So it sounds like these guys refused to take the COVID-19 shot, and then a lawsuit popped off. The Navy will also have to pay $1.5 million in attorney's fees. And these were Navy SEALs. This has been a long and difficult journey, but the Navy SEALs never gave up. We are thrilled that those members of the Navy who were guided by their conscience and steadfast in their faith will not be penalized in their Navy careers. I mean, they were... How many service members were kicked out of the military for refusing to take the vaccine? $8,000. Over the course of 500 days, beginning in 2021, nearly 8,000 active duty and reserve service members were involuntarily separated from service for refusing to take the COVID-19 vaccine. This shit is unbelievable. I mean, we live in the fucking twilight, y'all. This shit is so illegal. So illegal. Sorry, my vape's dead. I mean, it's just crazy to think. I'm just so glad that I was like, now I'm glad that I was on drugs when COVID started. Because, like, if I wouldn't have been, I would have probably got the vaccine. You know what I mean? I guess everything happens for a reason, honey. I'm so glad I didn't put that shit in my body. It really worries me for people that did. And it's so wrong. Everybody that put that that was mandated to put that shit in their body is, like, seriously, if they ever have health problems, it should be paid for by the fucking government. If something ever happens to them, like, heart-wise, the government should have to pay for it. 100%. This is crazy. And it sounds like they have a foundation. Is that not even weirder? Like, why y'all already got money set aside for your fuck-ups? Like, tell me that you're already planning to fuck something up without telling me. You got a whole federation lined up to pay people off from shoddy vaccines. That's crazy. When was this? Okay, so this was February 14th of this year. It says that the Defense Department plans to invite those service members back into uniform at the same rank they held when they separated. So it was like over 8,000 military members that left the military because it was mandated to take this damn vaccine and they didn't want it. Only 8,000 of them didn't trust the government. I don't know what that's saying, but it says something. How you work for the government and only 8,000 of you didn't trust the government? Come on, man. Y'all should know better than that. President Donald Trump signed an executive order on January 27th of 2025 regarding reinstating service members that were discharged under the department's COVID-19 vaccine mandate. As part of the executive order, active duty and reserve service members who were discharged solely for refusing to receive the COVID-19 vaccine may request reinstatement for to their former rank. Service members were involuntarily discharged solely for their refusal to take the vaccine. Well, maybe it's a good thing I'm not in the military too, because my whole fucking career would have went up in smoke that day. I ain't taking that shit. Throw me in the barracks. I ain't taking it. I want to go to the barracks. I ain't taking it. Like, you know what I mean? If I would have joined at 18, I'd probably still be fucking in, and my whole career would have went up in smoke that day. So it looks like February 19th, over 8,000 military members were invited back. It's funny because our government is pretty stupid. I mean, they invited them back February 14th. The Pentagon announced those involuntarily, now this part I appreciate, Those involuntarily separated. Is that what we're calling it? Involuntarily. You just violated someone's civil rights. You're trying to lead the country in a communist manner, but we're going to call it, what'd they say? What'd they say? Oh, involuntarily separated. Will also be eligible for back pay. So I appreciate that part. They're going to get paid. As they should! As they should! Nearly 8,000 active National Guard and Reserve members were involuntarily separated from the military for refusing a vaccine. What? Which became mandatory. What? They made the vaccine mandatory in the military in 2021. Y'all, I didn't know that. That's crazy, yo. This shit is so illegal. I just don't understand. Like, I really thought when I grew up, I really thought I was going to be living in a different world where things were done the right way and people were honest. What the fuck? Y'all, I want to go back to being a kid. This is so illegal. So illegal. So now they're begging. Now they're begging to get these soldiers back. I bet you are, you dumbasses. Cause a problem, then force drugs down their throat, then damn put them out of work when they refuse to take something that causes fucking heart problems. You ought to be in jail. The whole Biden administration, from, was it Fauci? Fauci vaccine. Yeah, it was Fauci. He was the lying sack of shit. That's him, Fauci. He needs to be in jail. He's the one that's a lying sack of shit. He's the main one that knew that it caused heart problems, and he downplayed it, causing more people to get the vaccine. I mean, I don't understand why we can't arrest him. He lied. He knew that it caused myocarditis, and he denied. He flat out denied that there was a link. I'm reading it right here. Several trending posts have shared a video of Anthony Fauci finally admitting that COVID-19 vaccines can cause myocarditis, falsely insinuating that he previously denied a potential risk link. And I remember when he said, he sat in front of a committee and he said it does not cause heart problems. I remember that. I saw that with my own fucking eyes. So, he lied. And he's a doctor. He knew it caused heart problems. I would love to see his financial records. I wonder how much money he's made off of these fucking vaccines. If you can find a link, he needs to be in jail. If somebody could find a link to him profited a penny off of this, he should be in jail. I remember him sitting in front of Congress or at a committee saying that there wasn't a link. And there's clearly a link between heart conditions and the vaccine. And he kept saying that there was not. So he's the main one that needs to be in jail. Because what was he? Who was Fauci in government? Come on, man. Ugh, he just looks evil. All right, what did he do? What has he been doing? Does anybody know? So he was one of the lead members of the White House COVID-19 response team, and he was also chief medical advisor to Biden. The White House COVID-19 response team was a task force during the presidency of Joe Biden to respond to the COVID-19 pandemic in the United States. It was set up by President Joe Biden on his first day in office. How fucking convenient. Listen to this shit. How scary is this? In July of 2023, the Biden administration created the Office of the Pandemic Preparedness and Response Policy to help prepare the United States for the next pandemic. Y'all, shit be right in front of our fucking faces. The Biden administration created the Office of the Pandemic Preparedness and Response Policy to help prepare the United States for its next pandemic. Fam, this was in 2023 after COVID. The Biden administration made a whole new office for the United States for the next pandemic. Shit be right in front of your face. See things for what they fucking are. So I wonder what the left is planning next time. I will always feel like it was intentional. I will always feel like they let COVID out intentionally. I'm allowed to feel that way. Mainly because of the money. How much money they made. And how quickly they made this vaccine mandate. They mandated it everywhere. And how they were literally leading. That's some communist shit. You cannot force people to take a medication. It's crazy. And now they're talking about it's worse than what they thought. All of these different heart problems are worse than what they thought. How sad. We were all right. We were all right. Oh, sorry, y'all. Hey, good morning, Andrea. Critter, good morning, y'all. Yeah, me too, Andrea. I'm so glad I didn't get that shit. So glad. Y'all. I used the bathroom, and we need to go do laundry, and I'm hungry. Sorry. Let me get in the seat. Yeah, I just feel like now I'm entitled to get my that strike off my channel because they said that. So what happened was Rodney James' son dropped and had something going on with his heart. And all I said is I wonder if this kid got the vaccine. I didn't say he did. I didn't say he dropped because of the vaccine. All I said is it's really weird for a 19-year-old child to go into cardiac arrest. I wonder if he got the vaccine. And do you know that YouTube gave me a strike on my channel for that? Yeah, I'm going to need you to remove that strike, YouTube, because I was right. And I didn't even say he went into cardiac arrest because of a heart condition. I said, I wonder if he got the vaccine. In my book, YouTube is just as bad as Fauci. You know what I mean? If you're complicit, you're just as evil. Good morning, critter. We're back. Hey, y'all. Oh, man. The birds are feral. See the beach. Ocean. Y'all, I'm kind of hungry. What did I say I was going to do? Wash laundry. Well, I don't want to do that because then I'm going to have dirty stuff when I come out the parks. I'll wait till I'm done this afternoon. I feel like a hot mess. It's hot already. It's probably 80. Good morning. Y'all hear those birds? I need some food. Something. I usually don't wake up hungry anymore because it's so hot.
That is myocarditis and the links, to the vaccine. But what does the data reveal now?
So there was a study out of Lancet that showed and looked at all these children who had been harmed by the vaccine and had myocarditis secondary to the vaccine. And they looked at them 90 days out. And a lot of things remained normal, except their cardiac MRI, which showed and continued inflammation.
90 days. They said that they give children the vaccine, and after 90 days, they look at their heart, and they can tell in an MRI that it's fucked up. You think they didn't know that in 2020? You're full of shit. Don't be naive. They knew that.
Still floating around in the body for over 700 days.
Wow.
It was supposed to just be put in, and your body made an immune response, and then it went away. But it is hanging around in some people.
So it's not transitory. It's not resolving over time. I mean, there's like long-term impacts we're seeing right now.
This is long-term damage. It's not resolving over time.
Body for over 700, except their cardiac MRI, which showed and continued inflammation and possible scarring of the heart itself 90 days out. Further studies, a new study released by Yale said that they're still seeing free-floating spike protein, which is what that vaccine asks the body to make, which is a cardiotoxin still floating around in the body for over 700 days.
Wow.
It was supposed to just be put in, and your body made an immune response, and then it went away. But it is hanging around in some people.
So mad. I think what pisses me off the most is knowing that my children could be harmed because it was mandatory for school. I was never into vaccines. There's vaccines that we know are tried and true, like MMR, and there's other like COVID. Absolutely not. It's not been on the market long enough to know the long-term ramifications. Sometimes that can take 10, 20, 30 years. Vaccines and medication are not something to toy with. And that's what they did. They toyed with all of our lives. They toyed with our future. They toyed with our finances. They toyed with our families. I don't understand why there's not more lawsuits. Do people not realize the implications behind this? Like, the bigger picture? I don't think they do. I don't think most people realize that this was illegal as hell. And wrong. Ethically, morally wrong. I don't think they realize that this is some communist shit. 90 days, that's all it took to see the heart damage on an MRI in children. And you think they didn't know that? They knew that, in my opinion. They knew that, in my opinion. That's fucking crazy. Oh, it makes me sick. Food. I don't fucking know. There ain't nowhere to get food. Where do you get food for breakfast? Please do tell me, because I'm starving. Where do we get breakfast? There's not a Waffle House around here, so I don't know where the breakfast spots are in this bitch. There are none. That's what I'm saying. Let me just show you. There are none. What time is it? Not even 9 a.m. yet. Breakfast near me. So the closest restaurant is 30 minutes from here. It's called First Watch. It's expensive as fuck. Oh, there's a Dunkin'. I can't eat Dunkin'. It messes my stomach up. Oh, Dano's Diner. That's the place we got that big ass burger that was disgusting. Remember? The $30, $25 burger that was, I couldn't even eat it. Remember? There's nothing. Egg Boy. Remember, that's the place we got a $20 freaking bagel from. I mean, y'all don't understand. We are being priced out every day of simply just getting a plate of food. That sandwich wasn't even worth $6. And it was $16, $17 after a tip. There's literally nothing. I don't know. This is my struggle every day. There's no food everywhere I go. What do I want for breakfast? Great question. I would like a side of dragon fruit, sliced tomatoes, 1 piece of toast, 2 eggs over easy, and maybe some grilled onions and peppers to go on top. Thanks for asking. Real food. I'd prefer some real food. Eggs, bacon, sausage, shit that doesn't exist anymore because everybody lives on fucking cups of cake from Dunkin'. I mean, it's just crazy what this world has come to. I'll take a Western omelet. I mean, I just want food. I just want real food. It's all shit. I need to open a fucking restaurant, I guess. Mom always said, just do it yourself, you'll do it best, you know? If you want something done right, do it your fucking self. That's where I'm at mentally. It's ridiculous. Come on, champs. It's 45 through here. Y'all ain't even going 20. Lord have mercy. I'm fucking hungry. I'm always hungry. There's literally nothing. Now I'm not hungry anymore because it's stressing me out so bad. Whatever happened to walking in and just getting some eggs and bacon to go? Like, you can't even do that anymore. I walked into a place the other day and they were like, no, we can't do that. You got to get the platter, the breakfast sampler. I said, I don't want $17 worth of food. I can't eat $17 worth of food. I live out of a fucking car. 90% of it's going to go bad. I literally need 1 or 2 slices of bacon and 2 eggs to fill me up. Bitch was trying to make me buy a whole platter. I'm not doing that. Maybe when they all go out of business, they'll still be standing there feeling sorry for themselves. I don't know why we went out of business. Because your shit was expensive for no reason. It does not cost that much to make the cheapest food on earth. What is the cheapest food on earth, you may ask? Breakfast. It's crazy. People are out here just being bamboozled. And they don't even know it. And they don't even realize that if they'd stop eating there, shit would change. Real quick. Boycott that fucking place. Don't nobody eat there for 2 weeks. Watch them prices drop. 100%. Hell, they might drop overnight from 1 day of no fucking business. And they get that shit wholesale too, so they getting damn crates and crates of fucking eggs and damn big old boxes of fucking bacon at a cheaper rate. There ain't no reason that breakfast should be $20 for a plate of food. That's crazy. $10 tops for some grits, some hash browns. It's crazy. People are just sheep. They're fucking sheep. And then I don't have food because everybody else is a sheep. Because I refuse to pay those fucking prices. I ain't doing it. That's stupid. That makes me dumb. and complicit in part of the problem, and that makes me evil. I'm not doing that. Fuck no. I'll eat damn an apple for breakfast and a banana or something. That's that place right there, Egg Boy. Yeah, you need like, for a family of 4, you'd need $150 just to have breakfast. I mean, that's crazy. And you probably need 100 for a family of 4. Any more than that, you got 6, it's gonna cost you 150. That's crazy. So I guess I'm gonna go to Winn-Dixie and find something to cook. It's probably cheaper to buy a carton of eggs and a damn pound of bacon than it is to get a damn breakfast sandwich around here. All right, yeah, perfect example. How can I go buy half a carton of eggs and a pound of bacon and it be cheaper than a bagel with 1 egg and 1 slice of bacon? Man. And they get their shit wholesale. They're getting big old crates and boxes of it. So it's even cheaper. Man. It's ridiculous. Every day, the fucking struggle. Does Panera have breakfast? Yeah, they do, and they got them big old fucking sandwiches. I wonder if they can give me 2 eggs. Like, I just want 2 goddamn eggs. Like, is it this fucking hard? Yes, it is. Oh, shit. Come on, motherfucker. Oh, my God, where you go? Grandma ain't paying no fucking attention. Fucking dumbass in a fucking Hyundai, of course. You know motherfuckers have to merge, but you just sit there like a fucking sitting duck because you're a dummy. Fucking stupid motherfuckers everywhere. It's too early. I ain't even had coffee. Give me a fucking break. I'm homeless. Imagine having to wake up every fucking morning, drive 30 minutes to pee, and then drive a fucking hour to get food, and then drive, like, I literally get no fucking grace.
Good morning. Thank you for choosing Panera Bread and Beach. How can I help you?
Yes. Is there any way that I could do a side of eggs?
This is side egg.
Yeah, can I get 2 of them? Sorry. Thank you.
I don't think we can't do eggs a la carte. You have to pay full price for like a sandwich, and then eggs would be like $7.
Gotcha. No worries. Thank you.
No problem. You have a good day.
Y'all want to play a game this morning? I'll go to every motherfucking breakfast restaurant within the city limits just to show you that you cannot get fucking breakfast for breakfast. It's crazy. It's absolutely, I mean, it's infuriating because everybody else lives on fat ass shit. What do they have? What do I have to buy to get access to eggs, you may ask? Frittata or whatever that fucking bread is that's horrible for you. It's horrible for you. Frittata? It's processed bread, fam. It ain't real food. That's the point. It's not real food. The eggs ain't even fucking real. If we're being honest. I would have took the powder eggs over nothing. But I don't need the bread and the cheese and all that shit. And you're trying to make me spend $7 just so I have access to a folded egg. There's no Bojangles. There's no Hardee's. There's no... I understand what you're probably saying right now. Go to McDonald's. I can't eat that shit. That's not food. I will be sick. It poisons you. Go a week without eating it and see how wonderful you feel. You may never go back to eating that shit again. That's what happened to me. I was brainwashed like the masses, okay? Drinking Jameson, fucking eating takeout every day, door dashing to my house in Charlotte. Sometimes 2-3 times a day I'd be so hungover. DoorDash, Uber Eats, nonstop. 70% of the groceries that are in the grocery store are not even real food anymore. It might be more than that. That was the low number, she said. That I saw a nutritionist talking about this the other day. 70% of food in the grocery store you should stay away from. It's bad for your health. It's going to cause health conditions, and it'll lead to diabetes, high cholesterol, and weight gain. How did we get here? I'm so grateful I grew up in a home where my mother and my grandmother and my aunts and everybody cooked, because I know the difference between real food and shit. And I get sick of being out here and not being able to find real food. So if anybody wants to finance a restaurant for me, oh God, you're fine. I'm sorry. Thank you. Oh God, do you see me? Jesus fucking Christ. Jesus, I just want some breakfast this morning. Jesus. Alright, let's go find something to cook. Even though I don't fucking feel like it. At all. I ain't even brushed my teeth, my hair. It's ridiculous. I'm always so hungry. It gets old, you know. You try to do better, you want to eat healthier, and then you're stuck eating damn Whataburger bullshit. That's another thing. Anybody that thinks that Whataburger is good, you're disgusting. You have no taste buds. You've been eating too much shit for too long. You don't even know what good face is. Ugh. God, it was disgusting. Five Guys, too. That was, ugh. It was not even edible at Five Guys. At least Whataburger, I was able to take some bites off of it. Let's see what they got. $10 for some blueberries? I'm sorry, do what? Yeah. That's on sale. Fam. Sometimes I feel like I'm living in the twilight. You can't make this shit up. How much is this? I don't need two. I need one. So how much is one gonna be? Alright, this is littler. Okay, so this is 6 ounces, $2.99. Okay, I can do that. I can afford that. It's ridiculous. I wanted eggs and bacon, but we're gonna just do blueberries and yogurt. It's ridiculous. At least back home, I can like drive through Hardee's and get like 2 scrambled eggs, or like go through Bojangles and get some scrambled eggs. You can't even do that here. I don't know what they live on here. There's nothing. I mean, even the fast food restaurants are trash. Everything is. Even their sit-down restaurants are trash. $6 for 6 eggs. Is it 6? Yeah. $6 for 6 eggs. So if I wanted some eggs, I could get them. But I'm not paying $6 for 6 eggs. Let's see here. Let's do the berry. No, I'm not either for that price. I'll do the 20 grams. And it's actually $7. So you get 6 eggs for $7. That's how car life becomes more expensive. And they don't even have a 2-pack. Usually they have a 2-pack. Yeah, they don't have those. Lower the music, y'all. Yeah, I can hear it, so I always think that y'all can.
And check the coupon picture.
I always hear the music, so I always think that y'all can. Yeah, I know. This is about the cheapest that you can do for breakfast. It's going to run you $5 to $7 for breakfast nowadays. I mean, it's crazy. This was $7.36, but after I put in my card or whatever, it was $5 and some change, or $4 and some change. Almost $5. $4.78, which is crazy for breakfast food. I mean, that's what it's going to be. It's going to be about $5 to $15 per meal living out of a car, and that's about the cheapest that you can get it. Even if you're cooking something like 99 cents, it's still going to cost you more because you're going to have to cook it. So the butane alone is, going to run you another $1 just to cook it. So it's like people don't understand the concept because they have a stove or a microwave. Living out of a car is much more expensive. But I can't afford rent, so I'm stuck. You know what I mean? I'm stuck. Yeah. I'm stuck. Damn it. It's fine. I can't eat them all anyways. I just want to rinse them off a little bit and move them around. Sun's in my eyes. Damn it. Damn it, it's hot. Why is shit sour? What the fuck? And that's another thing. The fruit don't even taste like it used to, y'all. I don't know what in the genetically modified bullshit they're doing, but food does not taste like it used to. The quality has gone down significantly. It's because of the genetic modification of it. 100%. They genetically modify it so it'll last longer in the fridge. They genetically modify it so that it's bigger. They genetically modify it not for the taste, okay? But that's the only thing we should be genetically modifying for is the taste. Everything else outside of that is bullshit. It's crazy. They do it a lot in vegetables so that the vegetables are resistant to certain pests. I mean, I think that we're expecting too much. I think that if we're growing vegetables, it's kind of expected that we're going to have pests and problems, you know? It's just crazy. We've gotten too greedy, and now our food sucks. This is not what I wanted, so I'm just shoving it down. Come on, man. I hate force feeding myself, but more often than not, that's what I'm doing because I can't find fucking food. And I'm full. Two eggs would have filled me up. Can't even get them. I'm not paying $7 for a fucking carton, a half a carton of boiled eggs. That's crazy. We have big ass blueberry. That's not natural. Trying to eat as many of these as I can. Alright, I'm done. Where's my phone? I wonder what the weather's going to be today. It was supposed to rain. Oh, God. Let's see here. 20%. So it ain't gonna rain? Oh, I forgot the festival's today. Fuck. I don't feel like going. If I'm just being honest, I'm tired. I just fucking woke up and I'm tired. Yes. Welcome to fucking living out of a car. Yes, 100%. I'm exhausted already. Alright. No. Ugh. If I feel like driving over there, that's a damn like 30-minute drive. It's too early. I haven't had coffee. I got blueberries in my tea. Of course I do. Y'all see that white woman that went viral for calling some kid in the park the N-word? That shit's wild. You know they done raised like over $300,000 for her because she started getting death threats. So if you didn't see, there was a woman that was in a park that had a playground, and she had a small infant. I would say he's probably about a year to 18 months. At some point, this mother looks up and realizes that there is a kid in her son's diaper bag stealing stuff out of the bag. So she confronts this child and she called him the N-word, okay? She's a white woman. I'm smiling because people act like I'm smiling because it's amazing to me how many people don't realize that the whole reason that this country is great is because of freedom of speech. So anyways, this little white woman calls this little boy the N-word, and some dude from Somalia starts filming the altercation. And he's like, the man from Somalia says, "Oh, you're calling this kid an N-word, blah, blah, blah." She said, "Well, that's what he's acting like. He was stealing out of my son's diaper bag." All right. Picture painted. Was it just so happens that man from Somalia was an illegal immigrant. The kid that was stealing out of the book bag didn't have a parent in sight. Go figure. And the white woman has raised almost $400,000 through a GoFundMe because she was doxxed online after she called this little kid the N-word. I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious. I'm here for it. Listen. First of all, where was this little shit's parents? You know, the kid that was initially stealing out of this woman's diaper bag? Where was his parents? Great question. Probably the same place that Carmelo Anthony's parents were when he stabbed a kid in the heart and killed him. I'm so sick of the fucking double standard in this country. It's ridiculous. It's preposterous. People are so fucking ignorant nowadays and they don't even know it. Whites and every other race along with them. So anyway, she was doxxed online because she calls this little boy the N-word. And the dude he was an illegal immigrant from Somalia trying to dox her, film her. Sir, I think you got bigger fish to fry. I do. I think your illegal immigration status should be the first thing on your mind right now. But for some reason, you got your nose up in some lady who was being stolen from by some kid that doesn't have parents. You got your nose up in the Kool-Aid and you don't even know what the flavor is. And you illegal as hell out here trying to dox somebody online. Man. So they done gave her like almost $400,000. listen, freedom of speech is freedom of speech. If you don't like it, move to fucking Africa. Move to fucking North Korea. Go to Russia. It's really ignorant that these motherfuckers sit around calling other motherfuckers the N-word all day long. But then they got a problem when somebody else says it. Grow the fuck up. Now, personally, me, I think it's a vulgar word. I don't like it. But the lady she has every right to say whatever the fuck she wants to say. And the way she stood on ground, that's what I respect. She said, I'll say it again. And she did. I said, oh shit. I said, I like her. I like her a lot. She got backbone. She got spirit, strength, all that good shit flowing in her. I like that shit. She did. How dare you allow your heathen of a brat to come into a park and steal from a mother and her infant? And then your little criminal friend over here who's an illegal alien wants to film the whole thing like like she's gonna be the bad guy in all of this. Did they even know how stupid they look right now? It's crazy. It's hilarious to me. If you haven't seen it, go I might stitch it. It's crazy. She said, he was in my bag stealing stuff out of my son's diaper bag. She's like, this is what he's acting like, so that's what I called him. I said, shots fired. Okay. Listen. Freedom of speech. You can, just because I don't agree with it doesn't mean that she can't say it. And how many times do white people get called names every day? Every day. It's okay for one race of people or multiple races of people to call white people names, but the moment that some white lady is being literally robbed in the middle of a park, they want to get their feelings all fucking hurt because she called some kid the N-word. And rightfully so. She had every right to say what she said, and she stood on ground. And I respect her for that. She's going to be a great mama. She already appears to be. It's crazy. If you don't like the freedom of speech, move to another country. Please, do us all a fucking favor. We don't want you here anyways. You know what I mean? The fact that there is a child stealing in a city park tells me all I need to know. He better be glad she didn't punch him in the face, because if it was my grandma, she would have bent him over her knee and gave him a spanking in the middle of everybody would have been watching. He got off light, if you ask me. A little bit of name calling might serve him right. Maybe he'll sit down and think, well, why would that nice little white lady call me that? Well, how was I acting? Was I stealing? It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I said, and when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, I'm not the only one losing my mind. I'm not the only one exhausted from this bullshit out here. Okay, I see you, woman. And then when I found out that she started a GoFundMe, I said, Lord, have mercy. She had to move because the illegal immigrant doxed her online. I'm sorry. Sir, shouldn't you be running for your fucking life from ICE right now? And you doxing some poor single, and I don't know if she's a single mother, but I know she has other children or something because it said it on her GoFundMe page. You out here doxing people online because you butthurt. You ain't even in this country illegally. You a criminal. You ought to be running for your life right now from ICE, and you worried about what some mom is doing when she was getting stolen from. It's just so crazy. It's exhausting. Okay? I'm trying to keep up with all these idiots. Shit's getting wild. Shit's been wild. Who am I joking? Shit's been wild. my phone might get spotty for a second until I get to the beach. Oh, they opened the water park. I need caffeine. I need caffeine. Good morning. How are you? Good. You too, thank you. Alright. We're in. This is really the only beach access is in the park because it's so regulated here. You can go down to Neptune. I don't like Neptune Beach. Listen, if you were middle to lower class, you can't be over there. They don't like you. They don't want you there. That is the rich people over there at Neptune and Atlantic. They don't. Just stay away, okay? Learn from my mistakes. So you'll have to go to one of the other beaches because all the rich people are assholes. I mean, hell, they stole this beach. There's a plaque on it that says they stole it from the blacks. Yep. It's no different than back then. It's no different. It's being priced out to the point that you'll be lower class and be able to recover. Because once you hit once you get so poor, you can't get back on your feet. It's damn near impossible. It's crazy. It don't matter if I was born in 1592 or now. I still would have been poor. You know what I mean? Still would have been poor. Ain't nobody in my family ever done anything great. It's unfortunate. I can't wait to do that ancestry test. I mean, I know without a doubt that none of my relatives owned slaves or anything like that because we were poor. As far back on both sides as my daddy and mama can remember, and my great-great aunt, we was poor. So it wasn't like I ever came from any of my family had money or slaves or would have been part of anything like that. If anything, they would have been slaves themselves. Yes, whites were slaves too. Stop being stupid. It's just crazy how people don't know the fucking facts. So I'm here. I don't really want to be. I want some coffee. I want to wake up and I ain't had a chance because I can't think. Because it's early and I'm hungry. What is leaking? Them fucking Walmart bottles ain't with me. Yeah, she said, hold on, let's see if there's an update, because I bet she's got more money. It's crazy. 12 hours ago. It's not hate speech. Let me explain something to y'all. Why is it that other races can call white people mayonnaise, cracker, whitey, whatever? I don't even know. Why is it that that's hate speech? But stealing from her the N-word, and people will say that that's hate speech. That's called a double standard. When someone or a group of people can do something that you can't, that's a double standard. This ain't no fucking hate speech. Shit, she needs a fucking award. We need to give her an award. We should make one, mail it to her. Well, she's in an undisclosed location now. Because everybody else is sheep and nobody has the poor woman's back. Our rights, our civil rights, our rights are on the line. And people don't even realize it. You would have thought that COVID and this mandatory vaccine would have shown people the power of government. But it didn't. They're still sheep. They don't even know the difference between right and wrong, self-defense, hate speech, and free speech. So it looks like this happened in Minnesota. Well, I know you can't see the mother's face clearly, but as you can see, it was a little blonde woman. And I noticed in the video that she has an accent too. I wonder if she's Ukrainian or potentially Russian, because she has an accent as well. It sounded Ukrainian to me, but I might be wrong. I might be wrong. It doesn't really matter, but if she is from Ukraine, then we all know what she's running from. How horrific. Let me tell you something. I have no problem with people who are actually seeking refugee from a war from like Putin, Russia. I have no problem with these people coming here and being productive members of society. It's a whole different thing when you cross that border illegally to rape and murder women and children. The double standard is ridiculous in this country. So it looks like this was taken at a public park. Let me just read this. If you want to see the video, I'll try to remember to stitch it. I'll try to remember to stitch it. Video taken at a Minnesota public park this week shows a white woman apparently admitting that she used a slur against a black youth she accused of taking an item that belonged to her child. And apparently it wasn't as simple as that. I love how the media lies. What happened was the mother physically caught this youth in her son's diaper bag, rummaging around and pulling things out. What if that was your purse? How would you feel about that? Because I might have actually put my hands on the motherfucker, not knowing that he was a teenager. You know what I mean? How bad that could have ended for him. Don't let me catch you in my bag. The man who recorded the video, it's Sharmake Omar, said that the 5-year-old child was called the N-word by a woman. First of all, one minute they say youth, and then this guy's saying he was 5. We do not have a clear picture on how old this child or person was. Omar said that when he saw the woman berating the child of Somalian heritage, a background he shares, and he's here illegally. He's an illegal immigrant. Breaking the law. He's a criminal. He then starts to film the mom. And that's when that's when she stands on ground. She said, and I'll say it again. She said, he is blah, 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 blah. She said, he was stealing out of my son's diaper bag. What is the problem? What am I missing? So in the video, the woman apparently carrying her child away answered yes if she called the youth a slur. And she said, I'll say it again. He took my son's stuff. So this illegal immigrant asked the mother if digging through her child's belongings at the park, which is what the mother said the boy had done, would justify using the racist word against the child. The woman responded with, if that's what he's going to act like. Listen, how can you be mad at her? How can you be mad at her? I'm actually shocked. I'm like clutching my pearls. I'm like, oh God, somebody with bigger balls than me. I love it. I'm eating it up. I'm like, yes, this is what we need. I'm so sick of this shit. First of all, where are your parents? Second of all, why are you involved in the conversation where you're just as bad as the child because you're here illegally? So you have no skin in the game because you're wanted by ICE right now, fam. Mind your business. Where was the parents? Great question. Where are they now? Great question. Have they come to defend their child? No. No. Now we know why he was stealing out of a diaper bag. You know? Wow, listen to this. Minnesota, you got some big problems on your hands. Minnesota has a long history of supporting and resettling international refugees accepted by the United States. The office of Senator Amy Klobuchar, Democrat and Heritage are more than 86,000. On Thursday, Rochester's congressional delegation issued a joint statement condemning Omar for standing... We live in the upside down. So these Democratic representatives commended this illegal immigrant in Minnesota. The mother was getting stolen from. Oh my God, y'all. I'm like so close to fucking blocking people. Like, I just can't this morning. There we go. There we go. Like, I watch it go on and I try to be nice, but I don't need followers that fucking bad that I'm willing to degrade my fucking well-being by listening to it. God, if you're not adding nothing, then just don't fucking add nothing, please. So anyways, this shitty Amy Klobuchar, whatever her name is, from this shitty woman, this Democratic person, this horrible woman, I can tell that she's horrible because what started the problem? The mother had something stolen out of her son's diaper bag. She walked away to go play in the park with her son, and she comes back and catches some boy, youth, we don't know how old he was. One report said 5, another one said 15. So somewhere between 5 and 15, there was a boy that was stealing from this mother's diaper bag. And instead of saying, oh, no, these actions are wrong, you don't steal from people, we don't steal, instead of towards each other. Interesting. So this mother, I want to see how much money she's raised because I feel really bad for her. How much money has the mother raised from Minnesota, the park incident with the N-word? And my vape is out. So it looks like they're trying to help her get to $1 million. A fundraising campaign. Since this incident, she's gotten death threats. There's people trying to kill her. There's people that's doxed her online. The same shit that's happened to me. So it looks like she's raised over $300,000, and she said, help me protect my family. Her name is Silo, I think. She said, quote, if he's going to act like one, then he's going to be called one. You can't be mad at her. You cannot be mad at her. It's crazy. She had every right to say what was on her mind. And I stand with the lady because this shit's got to stop. It's really ridiculous how bad behavior gets rewarded in this country and the criminals just get to walk free. I mean, that's essentially what the Democratic senator did up there in Minnesota over this situation. She took the back of the illegal freedom of speech, and that mother was in her right to cut that child out. Here's the thing, though. If his parents would have been there, the whole situation probably never would have went down. So once again, I blame the fucking parents of the little brat that was caught stealing from the white lady. Shit's got to end. Ignorance is bliss in this motherfucker. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Crazy. Now, do I think it's a little wrong to call a child the N-word? Absolutely. Absolutely. Children should never be called vile names. But at the end of the day, he was stealing. So I understand why the mother was mad. Because I'm sure clearly she's out here doing a better job than his parents. Clearly, because they were nowhere to be seen. She's out here raising her son to be respectful. I know that it's hard for people who don't raise their kids to understand this. But that mother's raising her son to be respectful. And if his parents, who was caught stealing, was doing the same, this incident probably never would have went down. So it is a parental problem. You have no right to have a child and drop them off at a fucking park. It is not society's responsibility to take care of your hellion. This happens so much, you guys, that McDonald's, Walmart, there's certain places you can't even step foot on the premises anymore because people drop their children off and they wreak havoc in businesses. It's so crazy. It really is. I stand with the mother that used the N-word. She has every right to speak her mind. She was being robbed, okay? Listen, it don't matter if you're 5 or if you're 15. If you're going through somebody else's personal belongings and taking something out of them, that is a robbery. I feel like maybe they should have took him downtown and gave him a little ride along to the county jail. Whatever happened to that? Whatever happened to disciplining children? Whatever happened to teaching them right from wrong? Do we just not do it anymore? Because it seems like a lot of these problems are stemming from parents not being parents. And you know, it pisses me off because I was never allowed the fucking opportunity. It's crazy. It's crazy. Maybe that little kid who was caught stealing should have went down to the county jail and had a gander at what his future life is going to be like. Maybe that would have set him straight. But these Democratic leaders, they're so gung-ho. They're so gung-ho on illegal immigration and making money under the table that they're shitting on the American people. I have no doubt that that woman is also an immigrant. We don't know the status. I just know that you can hear her accent. She's obviously from somewhere. Now, she could have grew up here, but that accent was so thick. I don't know about that, boss. I don't know about that. Y'all go listen, and I'll stitch a clip this afternoon so you can see it. I stand with her. Freedom of speech has got to be protected. First Amendment, Second Amendment, all of our amendments, all of our civil rights, all of that has to be protected because we are at a crossroads in this country, and we have been for 5 years, that our rights are being stomped on. It's crazy that I start talking about vaccine mandates first thing this morning, and then we end up here with freedom of speech. I guess God leads me in certain directions, and I don't realize it till the end, but from the vaccines to freedom of speech, it's ridiculous what this government, what the government has done to us, and it's so illegal. I don't understand how there's not more lawsuits behind the COVID vaccine. I'm telling you right now, if you were mandated to get it, if you bring out a federal lawsuit, you'll get money. It might take you 3-4 years, but you'll get money because that was absolutely a violation of your civil rights. They cannot force you to take a medication. That is some Nazi Germany shit. And this poor woman that's now running her kids and family, and God, I hope she has a husband, just, you know, for the kids and for her, traditional families what work. I feel horrible for her. I think that she probably said it in anger because she was being stolen from, and then this person films it, and it looks bad. Absolutely. She should have not said that. I just want to be clear. She was wrong, but she had every right to say what the fuck she said, and she stood on ground, and I stand behind her because of that, because I understand where her anger came from. Fatigue. Need I say more? It's exhausting. She's out there trying to enjoy her day, take her son to the park, and she looks over and some little hellion's rummaging through her bag. It's wrong. And if Minnesota had two brain cells to rub together, they would recognize that her freedom of speech far outweighs. It's crazy. It's like we're at a crossroads where people truly don't know the difference between right and wrong anymore. And even the judicial system, even they don't know what's right and wrong anymore, which is scary. But I've known that for over 10 years. They ruined my life over a lie. So it's just really scary to think that you could be out here and go through one of these incidences, be physically attacked, and then the whole situation is turned around on you as if you're the bad guy. That's exactly what happened to this woman. That's exactly what happened to me at Planet Fitness. It's crazy. It's really crazy, and it's scary, and it's disheartening. And I think that this lady was smart to move and ask for help. And if I had money, that's who I'd send it to. 100%. People are more willing to go with the masses than go against because they're scared. So I get it. I understand why people are sheep. But she didn't deserve all this. And, it's kind of crazy how the double standard, they can call us all kinds of names. But the moment that some lady that, in my opinion, probably ain't even from America, she sounds like she's like Ukrainian, like I said. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But I find it humorous that she's not even really an American. She did not give a fuck. She didn't. She said, bitch, you think I'm American? She said, I don't give a fuck about your customs. Fuck you and that. She did. She did. She went off. I said, oh, God, no. No, what are you doing? It's great. It's great. I mean, how can you be mad at her? She got more balls than most of us. Like the Indian woman. Did y'all see the Indian woman? Man. She sat in the car saying it for 10 minutes. This happened 2 weeks ago. Let me see if I can find it. Indian woman goes off on black woman using racial slur in Walmart parking lot. Listen. Let's see if I can find it. Oh, the only one that's coming up now is the mother and that one. There's another one. Oh, there it is. Oh, wow. This made it on the... So it's a 13-second long video of two women arguing in the parking lot of what appears to be like a Walmart or a Target. One woman is sitting in her car, and she just keeps calling the black lady the N-word over and over and over. And the black lady's filming it, and she's like, you really do that? And y'all, this woman goes psycho. She keeps saying it, keeps saying it. She calls it to her face like 10 times. 10 times. She's like, F you. F you. It's wild. So I don't know what's going on out here, but something is going on out here, and people are fucking tired, okay? They're fucking tired. When I saw that video, I said, oh my God. Like, listen, I know I cuss a lot, but when that word comes out, I clutch my pearls because I'm like, oh God, because I don't hear it very often. Even the music that I listen to, like if I listen to rap, it doesn't have a lot of the N-word in it. So I'm not used to hearing that word because it's not even in my vocabulary, and I don't listen to that, and I'm not around people who say that. Yeah, I say fuck all the time, and I say shit, and goddamn, and might as well add that one to the list. Way to get canceled. How long did it take you to get canceled? Till I said the N-word. It's not in my vocabulary. So to see this little Indian woman saying this shit, and she looked so innocent. She looked like she come from a good family. She looked like she got a good dowry. And she had a door open. They was fighting. And a woman standing here with the camera. And girls in a driver's seat. And she's... I saw there is out here. White mother. White mama. White mama. That's a white mama. I said, oh Lord, something's going on. These fools are losing it. Listen, freedom of speech is freedom of speech. If you're in this country, even illegally, you have rights. And I have no problem with it. Listen, I think that the double standard needs to be knocked off its pedestal. It's not fair. What's happening to Austin Metcalf's family is so wrong. So wrong. And it's because of the double standard. You know, that kid did not deserve to die, to be stabbed in the heart. If the roles were reversed, imagine how the streets would be on fire. It's crazy, and it's sickening, and it's wrong, and right is right, and wrong is wrong. And now this mother and this little Indian girl that was saying all these slurs, it's wrong. That's wrong. But legally, they have the right to say whatever the hell they want. Legally. Now, is it wrong? Yes. Any kind of slur, even when someone calls like me a cracker or something, like that's wrong. But it's kind of crazy how when the roles are reversed, it gets blown way out of proportion. A lot of that is ignorance, I'm aware, and I'm sure you are too, but like the double standard, man. People are dying. Our youth are dying. People are literally dying because of this double standard, and it's bullshit, and it has to end. It's not right. It makes me fear for my children. It makes me fear for all of the youth coming up. A lot of them are being brainwashed into this hate. Prior to Obama going into office, there was not a divide like this. There's a statistic that shows this, which is really sad. Going into office created a divide in this country, specifically between black and whites, and I don't like that shit because I grew up with black folk. I actually feel comfortable more often than not where you see a little bit more black folk on that side of the town. Y'all know that. I've talked about that from the start. Y'all always, back in last year, I'd be like, not on the best side of town, and people are like, what are you doing? Why don't you go to this side of town or that side of town? And I'm like, no, this is where I be. This is where I'm comfortable. It's just crazy how this divide has happened so quickly since he got into office, and just in the past 10 years, it's gotten worse. It's almost like racism was non-existent. We were close to it not even being a thing. I mean, think about this. Obama was voted into office. So that tells you how good race relations were. Ain't he black? Last time I checked. So, you know, and it's like he's into office. And there's a statistical graph on this you can find on Google. Race relations dropped tremendously when he went into office, and it's progressively gotten worse over the past 8 years. We were at a high peak of race relations, and then Obama gets in the office, and those race relations drop down. They have created a divide, and it's just fucked up. It really is. It's messed up. It shouldn't be this way. Everybody deserves to feel safe. But I know there's a lot of people that don't, because of the way that the judicial system is not punishing criminals the way that they should. Because of the double standard, they give certain races of people slaps on the wrist, and other people, they pin up on false charges. when I think about the bigger picture. Looks like they're gonna do some birthday parties out here today. Y'all, I'm about to go relax for a few. I ain't even really had a chance to wake up. I just woke up when I got on the phone with y'all. Where was that? Where's Pinole? Pinole. Listen.
This video of a woman in a car repeatedly using the N-word in Pinole has gone viral. The argument between the two women happened in this public parking lot.
She said, "Go on with your fake ass eyelashes."
Pinole police officers.
No, she didn't. She did. She said, "Go on with them fake ass eyelashes." Oh my God, my sister in Christ, where are you? I need to hug you. Oh my God, no, she didn't. She called her straight out. She said, "You need to go to fuck on with them fake ass eyelashes." That's the best part. I missed it. I wasn't ready.
Video of a woman in a car repeatedly using the N-word in Pinole has gone viral. The argument between the two women happened in this public parking lot in downtown Pinole on Sunday afternoon. Pinole police officers responded to the scene and spoke to both women. In a statement, Pinole police said in part,
Yo, I can't. I wonder how big they were for her to say that, because the only time I talk about them is when they real big, you know? So, like, I wonder how big. I wish that I could see the woman that started this shit. And, I love it. If you don't go on with them fake ass eyelashes, girl, my sister in Christ, like, this person somebody is. Them fake ass lashes. That's hilarious. All right, I'm going. We'll talk this afternoon. We're going to go to the beach and have some fun. That is so fun. I love you guys. Happy Saturday. We'll talk later. Bye, y'all.